So someone wanted to know what is the best trucking company for new truck drivers. And by best trucking company for new truck drivers, I'm not sure if I understand what the question is, because it depends on what you mean by best trucking company for new truck drivers. Do you mean the company that pays new truck drivers the most? Do you mean the company that trains new truck drivers best, or what do you really mean? But let me try and touch on a couple of things. Number one, every trucking company that has a training program, its training program is totally different. So it just depends on what will work for you and what that training program is. There are two paths that someone coming into the industry is going to take. You either have your own money, you are going to pay for your own school, which means you just find a trucking school, pay them, they teach you, you get your CDL, and then you're a truck driver. Or you don't have money, you are going to go through a trucking company that has a training program. Those are the two paths for you to take. So I think most people take that the path of going through a trucking company. So let me talk about that because that's what at least I went through. So as I said, every trucking company is different and how they handle their training program is totally different. I'm going to give you an example of two trucking companies that I was involved in their training, but in two different ways. One of them was Sierra England. I was there as a trainee. The other one was US Express. I was there as a trainer. So when it comes to Sierra England, I'm just going to be brief. I'm not going to give you the whole story, but the way their training program was set up, I'm not sure if this is how it's still set up, but the way it was set up, when they paired you up with a trainer, you drove as a team. So from the very first day you go with a trainer, you are driving as a team. That trainer just assumes you know what you are doing when you really don't know what you're doing. So that's one way Sierra England's program was. When I went to US Express, I was a trainer, and they required us for the first I think it was like the first 2 weeks, you were supposed to sit with the trainer, with the student, teaching them. You were not supposed to drive as a team. So you'd sit in the passenger seat for the first 2 weeks as you teach your student. And then I think like the next week, I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 weeks, they would let you go in the back and kind of give your students some space so they can learn. And then the next maybe like 2 weeks or last week, you would drive as a team. So their program was more of a progressive thing where you started as a trainer and then you gave them some space and then you drove as a team. Sierra England's program, from day one, we drove as a team, even though I was a student. Now, is one program better than the other? It's going to depend on you as the student, because every one of us learns in different ways. Some people may think Sierra England's program is good because they want to be left on their own to figure out stuff, and they learn faster by doing it on their own. Other people want to be held by the hand and then helped slowly by slowly, patiently, and take a long time. It all depends. So there are different things that really depend. But as somebody that is coming into the industry, my suggestion would be that don't focus so much about the trucking company. Focus more about yourself and learning the skill. Give yourself about 3 to 6 months of really learning the skill and the industry, because that is going to help you build a foundation on which you are going to build. Because after you know how to drive a truck and after you learn the industry, then you can make better decisions on what you want to do. Because in my opinion, there are 4 areas that really truck drivers care about. One, how much they get paid. The second one is home time. The third one is respect. They want to feel like they are respected by the company they work for. And the fourth one is the equipment that they drive. those, generally speaking, are the 4 areas I have found that really we as truck drivers care about: money, home time, respect, and what was the last one? Equipment. So the question then is, what is the most important thing for you? And the very first 2 are money and home time. Do you prefer to make more money, or do you prefer to be home every day? Because that is going to determine what company you want to go with, or where you can be able to get into. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that just because somebody is over the road, they're going to make more money than a local driver. And it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're home every day, you can't make a lot of money. It just means that you have to know how the industry is and what you need to do to make a lot of money, because there are other niches you can go into, like hauling cars. You could be in an area where maybe you can be home every day, but then are working in the oil fields. I don't know. It could be hauling fuel. I mean, there are other areas, flatbeds, oversize. Some of those jobs could even have you be home every day. And then some people may not mind being away for 5 days and then being home like for 2 days. For example, I was listening to a Walmart driver who says like they make about $100,000. They're home. They're away for 5 days and home 2. Their schedule is 5-2, and they're happy with that. So it really depends on what you mean by the best trucking company for a new truck driver. What I think is that you are meaning training program. So if you are thinking about training program, as I said, every company is different. So you want to look into their training program to see if what they have is what will work for you. But my suggestion is give yourself time to learn the skill and the industry. It's going to take you about 3 to 6 months for you to start to feel comfortable. And then based on that and based on your goals and priorities, you will be able to make decisions on where you want to go or what you want to do. And then that will give you the foundation to get to your goals. So I hope that helps out for those of you that are just coming into the industry. If not, or if you have any other questions, send me an email, moses@driversuccess.com. I will do my best to answer those questions. I'm gonna probably make another video because when I was thinking about the training programs, I think I'm gonna try and go online, look at some of the training programs out there and see if we can figure out what they have to offer, and based on that, if I can try and give you my opinion on that. So we'll do that in another video, but for now I just wanted to answer this question real quick.